Hey, what's up? This is Patrick. Welcome to episode 38 of the Double ETF podcast, Everything Except the Football. I hope you guys are doing great. Today, we got part 2 of my conversation with Marcela and Felipe from Fotostrasse from last October in Berlin. It was later in the evening, so, drinks were flowing and everyone was having a good time. The conversation is a bit more chaotic. It was noisier as well, but I like to think that I fixed that. Hopefully it won't be a problem. Good vibes, good time, good fun. If you enjoyed part 1, you should enjoy part 2 as well. All right, so that said, if you want to drop us a line, you can do so at EETFpod on Twitter or at EETFpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to contribute, you can leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcasts, or drop us a dime or two at paypal.me/EETFpod. You could join the awesome club. You could join Carly, Kevin, Josh, Nick, Ambags, Carly again, Hector, Tom Nurberg, Tony Greathouse, RJ, Woody, Mike Drew, and Lisa. It would be amazing and very much appreciated. So yeah, without further ado, here is part 2 of my conversation with the Fotostrasse duo, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks. All right, so welcome to part 2. Prost. Yes. All right, rock and roll. All right, so part 2 is the quick and quirky questions.
Okay.
I have a bunch of questions related to nothing.
Okay.
So completely
Even better,
disconnected, so you will probably love it. I didn't get to ask you before, are you sports fans?
Well, football.
I don't care that much, but I think I watch way more football than a normal person should.
Okay.
But I don't care that much, so it doesn't make that much sense. Yeah.
All right. So, okay, I can ask you a couple of questions then. What is your favorite sports movie?
My favorite sports movie.
Yes.
Okay. First one that comes to your head.
What is the name of the one that the whole team dies?
I have no idea.
That
I'm gonna say
has-
The
Jerry
Dirty Dozen?
Maguire.
What?
Jerry Maguire.
Oh, I hate that movie.
It was just because it's the first movie that came into my head.
Okay.
So it's gonna be Jerry Maguire, my favorite sports movie.
Okay. Well,
Well, I have to say that is the 80s movie.
Where they die in the Andes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what's in
Alive.
it. Alive.
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not a sports movie. It's
Yes, it is.
yeah.
It is because it's a rugby team.
Oh, yeah, but that's a reach. That's a reach. But
Well, it's
I
a
will allow
sport.
it.
It's a sport.
It's the same thing as saying that Hannibal or any like Silence of the Lambs is a medical movie just because the guy is a doctor.
Good
Yes,
point.
it is. All right. So maybe Dirty Dancing. That's
Not a sports movie.
Of course it is. Dancing is a sport.
Mighty Mighty Ducks.
But
I
it's
think.
not competitive dancing.
Ah.
Mighty Mighty Ducks, I think.
I hate Disney, so I hate the Mighty Ducks. That's okay.
Which is like, you never think about sports movies, but
Well, actually, I would have a movie to recommend you, a sports movie. It was Das Wunder von Bern. It was about the 1954 World Cup, the final between Germany and Hungary.
okay.
And they made a really good effort to recreate the goals as they happened in real life.
Wow.
Yeah, I appreciated that
I
aspect.
wasn't expecting that to become a movie, but it kind of makes sense as well.
I
It's the
think-
first time that they went to a final after the Second
After,
World War.
yeah, I think so, yeah. And they won against the mighty Magyars.
Yeah.
And the final was in Switzerland, so the scenery is amazing.
Yeah.
And there is also an interesting sub-story about the father coming back from the war with
Yeah.
PTSD, all fucked
Yeah.
up, and trying to reconnect with his family.
Yeah.
It's a solid movie, honestly. And bonus if you like football.
Yeah,
But
for
it's-
sure.
I remember it's a movie that I like. Any Given Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
It's Al Pacino. I love him.
Yeah. That's,
We can go with that.
that works. Okay, so yeah, these questions are more for sports fans, to be honest.
Yeah, but let's go with that. Let's try.
What is your earliest memory of a sports event that you saw on TV?
Oh, on TV.
Yes.
The
Okay.
86 World Cup.
Okay. Yeah, 86 was
I was 5.
Argentina.
I think it was Mexico.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What I remember.
No, Mexico is 82. 86.
Spain? No, or shit.
No,
Because-
Italy is 1990, so maybe Spain 86.
I mean, I remember the final in 82. It was Italy against West Germany.
82, I was 1, so I have
Okay,
no
I
memory.
was 10.
I was -1.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I'm an old man, I know.
No, it's so good. But 86 was the first time that I remember watching TV with a goal of watching something. I have no idea what I was watching, but I know that I was watching the World Cup.
Okay.
But like the 88 Olympics
Yes.
was kind of, I would say that it was big in my house just because it was the first time that Brazil won a gold medal in judo.
Okay, so
Aurelio Miguel.
88.
88 was South Korea.
Was the Winter Olympics. It
Was
in
no, it was the
calendar?
Summer
We,
Olympics.
we don't have Winter Olympics in
Yeah.
Brazil.
88 was Seoul, like South Korea. So there is a judo guy called Aurelio Miguel that won the gold medal at the time. So I have the memory of watching him. And I think I watched it every 1990, 1994, 98, 2002 World Cup ever. Like
Okay.
when Brazil won against Germany in 2002 was
Yes.
my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, like
Jesus.
my birthday is July 1st, so the
Okay.
World Cup was
July
from,
1st, Canada
yeah,
Day. Awesome.
Exactly, yeah.
Perfect.
So the game was from the 30th to the 1st, but it was like 6 in the morning, the game in Brazil, so I was completely wasted. So I have no idea how the game went. I only have memories of things happening, but it was my 21st birthday.
Jesus.
The first memory that actually counts, like that it was like a real memory. I always liked, since I am a fucking kid, to be against what everybody's doing. So World Cup '94, everybody in Brazil was for Brazil.
Yes.
I just looked at the amount of teams that were there and I just picked one.
Which one?
Croatia.
Croatia was good at the time.
Yeah. No,
yes.
no. It was Croatia's first World Cup.
Yeah, they
it was the
won
first
against
time they were
Germany
winning a
3-0.
World Cup after Yugoslavia.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And my father was like, Marcela, stop cheering for this team. It's cheering for Brazil.
I think they went to the
Fourth.
quarterfinals.
Yes.
Yeah, quarterfinals.
They kept winning.
Yeah.
To the point that they went to the biggest like TV news
Yeah.
in Brazil because
They
the
went to like
the
after
people-
they lost, they went to like
no wait. The people where was the '94
United States.
USA,
States?
yep.
So they only went with money to the eighth finals. They didn't have money to more than that.
Really? Okay.
So they were just like basically homeless, and they were like giving interviews to people because they were like die-hard fans, like completely shocked that the first World Cup of their new country was going so well. And after a while, my father started cheering for Croatia
Okay.
because I mean.
And you
And-
still cheer for Croatia, is it?
Yes, I still cheer for Croatia until today because of this day. And I still remember watching my favorite Italian player giving Brazil the Tetra.
The fourth championship.
The fourth championship, which is Roberto Baggio, and until now,
Sent it over the
every
bar, I
Italian
remember.
that I meet, oh, you like football and you are a girl, and I'm like, yes, and I love Italian football, and then I let them on, and they're like, oh, really? What is your favorite player? I'm like, Roberto Baggio, and then they like take a few seconds.
And their face
And
falls.
then, yes, and then they look at me and like, I see what you're doing there. I'm like,
Vaffanculo.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Ah, mama.
Actually, I was working in Germany that summer
Okay, 94.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was living with a family in Thüringen.
Okay.
And I remember watching that final on TV. And Baggio.
Okay.
And I remember when he sent it, skied it over the bar. And I remember the commentator just said, up. He missed the net, up. And then, people go losing their shit. And
Brazil stopped.
Yeah, for real.
No.
I can definitely imagine.
The whole country is up. I experienced the World Cup, the football World Cup in a few countries, but no country was like Brazil. Still today, like.
And I feel like the fact that we lost 74, 78, 82, 86, 1990, and 94 was kind of like a doubted team, like a troublesome team in a way, because they lost for Bolivia and Colombia in the beginning in the classification stage. So when they got there, like Branco kind of killed like one guy in a game. So it was kind of like this thing, like, shoot this guy, they won. For the first time in like 24 years. It's like,
It was like Brazil stopped.
I think it's an interesting World Cup because it was the first. I think it's the last time that we had something that was in our time zone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because every other World Cup is like fucking far away. So that it's still kind of close by. So it was still at our time zone, so it's still easier to get like memories of staying up and like I was 13, so it was kind of easy to be in the afternoon watching the game.
Yeah.
Because South Korea and Japan was like in the early morning.
Yes.
Germany was late in the day.
It was dinner time for us.
South Africa was kind of late as well, so everything was a little bit different. But the United States was kind of like
it was dinner time. I remember that we were sitting having something easy to cook for the amount of kids. I don't know, hot dogs.
And of course, I was the opposite because it was the first World Cup that I got switched around. Because usually I was in Canada and the World Cup was in Europe most of the time.
Yeah, then the time zone changes for you.
Yeah, in '94, I couldn't even enjoy the same time zone. In that case, I was in Europe that time. And okay, so you were in Berlin already for the 7-1 game. What do you remember about it? Like
everything.
Can I start?
That was a fucking weird day.
Can I start?
Yeah, please.
Because it was amazing for me.
No, it was amazing for everybody.
For everybody. But it was okay. A little bit of a backstory.
First, we didn't care about Brazil at all at that time because we hate Neymar.
We hate Neymar until today.
So, we fucking hate that guy.
I'm a horrible Brazilian. I cheer for Argentina until today.
On
that World Cup, the tears in my eyes was when Germany won against Argentina.
Okay.
I am I am a horrible Brazilian, or the best Brazilian. You can choose.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
But a little bit of backstory.
Sure.
I quit smoking in the city where you can smoke everywhere, which is Berlin. Mm-hmm. So I was without a beer, without anything that reminded me of a beer, because beer brought cigarettes to my mind. So I couldn't really go so much to a bar because, I was drinking wine and cider and stuff, but still. And I tried to start drinking beer because it was a few months after I quit, blah, blah, blah. But the Brazilian game, we decided to stay home because it was too much.
It was the only game that we decided to stay home.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too much for me. Even though we don't care about the Brazilian team, we are Brazilians, and people are just like,
and there's a moment that it's like, we joked so much with the people that we were around that they knew that when Germany would play Brazil, would be like, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yes.
We're gonna fuck you up. So it was this moment that is like, if we win,
let's hide.
We're gonna destroy these people by mocking them all the time.
Yes.
And if they win, they're gonna destroy us. So let's stay home.
Let's hide.
So we avoid any confrontation.
Yes. I bought a bunch of cider. I bought a bunch of wine. He bought a bunch of beer. And I still remember watching the game on the living room with him and going to the toilet because cider works just like beer. And I'm like, oh, they are repeating the goal again. And Felipe
Nope.
is like, nope.
It's
And
another
I'm
one.
like, what?
Yeah, it's fourth already.
No,
She
but
went to the bathroom, it was 2-0, and then she came back, it was 4-0.
and it's the same goal.
It's
Yeah,
the same
they
goal,
It
scored-
was the
same
She
shit.
scored
same
4
goal.
goals in 6 minutes.
Yeah,
And it was the same
the
goal.
same angle, the same
It's
strategy,
the
same thing.
same. I was like, no, it's not. And then it happened again. And I'm like, no.
Wait, what? Yeah.
And then after a while, we stopped being shocked. And it just became a source of joke. And this
Yeah, I
was,
started receiving messages from people that I know here in Berlin. They were like, man, it was funny until like 5. Now it's just sad. What the fuck is happening? Is this your hometown?
Yeah.
Go, man, no, this is too much. This is too much.
and Brazilian Twitter became an amazing fertile soil for jokes
Yeah.
against Brazil. And I have to say, well, everybody knows Germans are not very funny, so all the jokes about Brazil was
Yeah, we're
being
coming from
done
Brazil.
by Brazilians until today. Okay,
Until a while ago, there was
Until
still
today
there
we
was a-
do this joke.
There was still a website until like a couple of years ago that it was like, if the 7-1 was still happening, how many goals would be happening?
Yeah.
So it was like 2,000 goals against
Yeah.
like 500 or
Yeah.
something. They still have a website that is like, if the game was still happening now, how many goals would be scored by Germany? It was a beautiful thing.
Some asshole calculated the time, like it was amazing. But to the point that when we got to work, because we were working on the same company in 2014,
I got a hug from one of the guys there. It's like, man, we don't do this.
this is
From a German?
Yes,
Huh?
but this
Yeah.
is this is when
Jesus. Wow.
this is my next. Germans are better people than
Yeah.
Brazilians. I mean, I got no jokes from any until today. I only got, I am sorry. And it's not I am sorry on like I am superior. I'm just no, they are
They are
genuinely
feeling it.
they are feeling
empathy.
the
Okay.
empathy.
If the score was the other way around, we'd be like
Oh
destroying
my
everything.
god! Oh,
Yeah.
fuck you!
I always
And I'm
remember
no.
like that Brazil won the final against Germany before.
Yes.
And it's like, man, we won against you. So like 7-1 is just a massacre, but it's not that bad because we won against you before.
Yeah, that's true. And overall, you've still won
Won
more
times.
World
Yeah.
Cups.
Like,
so
yeah,
that's-
in the end, it was just a humiliation from that moment. But it's like, you were a better team. Like, we won against you in 2020. You were a better team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it's
My-
football. It happens.
My father
7-1 is still weird.
in the beginning on the part one, Felipe said that one of the things about his city is the 7-1 and also the band Sepultura.
Yes.
So the new singer, it's
Yeah, he
like
has been
20
singer for
years,
20 years.
20 years, is Derek, which is an American guy.
Huh? Okay.
And we became very good friends when I was living in Brazil. Like, immediately clicked
Yeah.
with, like, he's as mental as I am,
Yeah, we went to a few games with him.
We-
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
but he cheered for Palmeiras
Okay.
for whatever reason.
No idea why.
No idea why, because all the rest of the band cheers for São Paulo, which is the enemy from Palmeiras.
It's kind of like the Hertha from.
The Hertha
Yeah,
from
São Paulo.
Union.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I remember that we were going to games together. And there was one time that we went to a brewery in São Paulo, kind of like just like this one, where people are actually well dressed and took a shower before, and like put some makeup and actually thought about the outfit before going to drink beer. And it was the place where me, Derek, and some other friends went to see Palmeiras game. Felipe was not with me. Palmeiras was playing against São Paulo. The first goal, São Paulo was so much better on the stats of the whole championship as Palmeiras. The first goal was São Paulo. And we were like, Palmeiras did one. Palmeiras did two. I was drinking beer. Palmeiras did three. I already had, I don't know, 6 beers. Got to a point when Palmeiras did 4, I was on top of the table, smashing like this, like a fucking gorilla. Yeah, suck my imaginary cock, whatever.
Jesus.
And like
Now,
the-
can you imagine this 7-1 Brazil, Germany?
Yes, this would be me. I have a almost 2 meter high black American that loves Palmeiras because he just like got into the Brazilian culture, and he was looking at this
Frozen.
speechless, just looking at this white little girl with blonde hair that just transformed herself into this
Hulk.
what?
Yeah, I saw that happening before.
Yes, and he was like, Marcela, why? And I'm like, "Urgh." And I was like, okay, I love you. It's fine. Yeah.
So we don't care about football and sports, but this is what we do when we don't care.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Good thing you don't care about it because
Yeah.
holy shit,
We don't.
It's
We,
so much worse, man.
you would burn the city down otherwise.
I think that is the Brazilian way. We don't watch movies. We don't read books about it. We watch games.
Okay.
Maybe that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So then, next question would be, what is your favorite or most memorable game that you saw in person?
Ooh.
I can say that.
You know this
I
one.
can say that.
Yeah.
I think my story is sadder because it was the first time that I went to a stadium ever.
Okay.
It was in '93. I saw Brazil against Venezuela in the classification stage to the World Cup in '94. So it was the first game, I think, that Romário and Bebeto played together. And Brazil won 6-0, and I didn't see any goal.
How?
I was 13. I didn't pay attention to anything. And it happened later a few times that I went to like matches and I didn't have any idea what was happening.
Okay,
Because
this is
I-
my
wait,
favorite
wait,
one.
wait, wait.
This is my favorite one. Don't tell the story. 'cause
So I
just
watched
remembered.
Brazil against Venezuela. 6 goals. Romário and Bebeto were playing, and I didn't see any goals. I have no memory of any goals, but I saw that. Yeah.
2008,
Yes.
our second date.
Ah, yeah.
I took him to a Palmeiras game.
Romantic.
3-0
It
Palmeiras.
was kind of like 3 blocks away from my house, the stadium.
Yes,
4 blocks.
but we put corpse paint, like the black metal idiots from Norway, and
Yeah.
Don't ask, just accept.
Sure.
We went to the stadium. I was paying attention. Felipe was everywhere, but paying attention to the game.
I have no idea, man. I just
He missed the 3 goals. It was 3-0 Palmeiras. He managed to not
Yeah, we
see
watched Palmeiras and
any-
Flamengo once as well, and I have no. I think Palmeiras won like 3-0, and I have no idea of the goals, man.
No. No, Felipe has this talent of
Missing the goals.
I watched Hertha against Borussia Leverkusen at the Olympic Stadium, and it was 3-1 by Leverkusen. I didn't see any of the goals. I saw then on the reprise on the
Replay.
the replay on the TV there, and it's like, oh, nice.
Because I don't even think they show the replays of the goals anymore at the stadium.
That was 2013. I think.
Yeah, maybe back then it
Yeah.
did. But
Or if it didn't show, like I have no idea what happened. For me, it was like I was having beers with people. It's like, oh, there's a match there. Oh, nice.
I was speechless. It was the second date, you know?
Since 12 until now, 41, 40. I don't think I saw more than two goals in a stage. Yeah.
And I was so in love with going to the stadium with football that my second date was on the fucking stadium. And I was just like, how? Yes. I become the monster that the man on the past relationship never became. That is what happens. Yes.
all right. So we can move on to another question in that case. Okay, so next question. Would you rather speak all languages or play all musical instruments?
Languages.
Musical instruments for sure.
Yeah, because we didn't mention that before, but you
Don't
dabble
say
in
music.
music.
Don't say music.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
agree
music.
with her. It's not music, but I have been playing drums since I'm 16, 15.
Okay.
My grandmother was playing piano, and I kind of was always into music in a weird way. So a couple of years ago, I decided to try my best at playing weird shit.
Okay.
So I really enjoy creating sounds.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that it's music because that is a little bit too much, but in theory, that is music. But I really enjoy that, so I feel like I would be more interested in playing all instruments than learning all languages. Yeah, all instruments, that would be amazing, I think.
In Fotostrasse, the division of labor is very clear. Everything that has to do with talking to people, interacting with the public, blah, 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 is done by me.
Yeah.
Everything that it's lonely wolf, like doing the design and not having to deal with it is him. Well, of course, I would choose languages.
Teamwork. I would choose languages as well because
Do you play an instrument?
no, I mean I took piano for 3 years, but
Okay.
I suck at it. I don't have really. Oh, so okay. According to tradition, when someone breaks a glass, no, you don't do that.
We do that, but I am trying to
polite.
pretend that I am a human that is. No,
That's all right.
but yes, she broke.
I
I
mean-
would actually do. Woohoo!
Yes. I completely understand people who say music instruments because it is a universal language in a way.
Yep.
But for me, if, for example, in 2019 I went to Serbia,
Okay, yeah.
and I really would have liked. I mean, I maybe I wouldn't have, but I would have liked to have the option to talk to people. And were you there during the war?
So where did you go in Serbia?
I went to Niš and
Okay.
Belgrade for
Okay.
only one day.
Okay, because I was in Belgrade in 2020, like the weekend that the country kind of locked down for the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So like I was going like my goal was to travel to Belgrade before the pandemic, but I didn't know there was a pandemic, so I just traveled there. Like I got into like an argument with my girlfriend about should I go there or not, and it's like yeah, let's go. You gotta figure it out. So I got there on Thursday and left on Monday,
Okay.
and it was kind of interesting to see the country shutting down. Because on Thursday, like I met the people in the hotel, and they were like, "Oh, cool that you came," because everybody else canceled. And it's like, "Oh, hey, should I be here? I don't know." And you can see that there was still like parts of the city alive. Like Thursday was fine, Friday was fine. Saturday, things kind of got weird.
Okay.
Sunday, I tried to go to a few museums. A few of them were closed down. Monday, the army was on the streets.
Ooh.
So it's one of the things that you go like,
Jesus.
I'm glad that I'm coming back to Germany. Ah, okay. There is no flights anymore. Ah, amazing. So I got stuck in the airport for 7 hours, 6 hours until the first and only flight that came from abroad landed in the Belgrade airport, and I was able to move away. And it was like 25 people in the airport, so we took the last flight out of Belgrade before the country shut down. So it was an interesting trip.
Yes.
Didn't know it was that.
Yeah, we were thinking about how can we get home. Like, gonna take a bus from Belgrade to Vienna and then walk home or something. Like, we had no idea. Like, we got into our flight was supposed to go at 11 in the morning on a Monday or some shit like that. And we got to the airport at 9. We only managed to fly at 6 in the evening, in the afternoon. And during that time, we got like, yeah, the flight is canceled. The flight exists. The flight is canceled. Because I feel like the Serbia government closed down the airspace. So they only managed to fly one plane there to like take people out.
Yeah.
And then you can close it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a cool day. But Belgrade was amazing. I would go there easily, like another time. For me, Belgrade was one of the coolest, most unique places that I've been in Europe.
Okay.
In a really weird way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was there with a friend. We spent more time in Niš, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't have minded staying
Yeah.
in Belgrade longer.
Yeah. Yeah, Belgrade for me was one of these places that I'd been there for like 5 days and it's like, yeah, can we go back? Yeah, I would. Like, it was cheap, it was good, the food was great, the beer was great, everything that I was seeing around was amazing. They have all these weird abandoned Yugoslavian buildings.
Yes.
Like I saw where Tito was buried, I saw like Soviet buildings, I saw
Tito is buried there?
Yeah, Tito is buried there. Like I saw all these brutalist buildings
Yes.
from like the Yugoslavian times. Like, yeah, I can go back there easily.
Nice.
Amazing place.
If I can make a recommendation, if you want a weird place, try Albania.
No, Albania was...
Albania is on the
Albania.
list.
Albania was one of the places that my goal for last year was to go
Okay.
to Belgrade, Bucharest, and Albania.
Ah, okay.
Like Tirana was one of the plans that I wanted to go, but there was a pandemic. Yeah.
Especially after Greece. I really want to go to Albania.
Okay.
Because my idea of Athens is completely different of the reality of Athens.
Yeah.
Athens is a mixture of São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
with weird alphabet, and I
Yes.
was not expecting that
Yeah,
So-
neither.
in Europe.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Yes,
This is
and
intriguing.
I mean, Athens is incredible, but it's a
But what is the connection with Albania?
because if Athens that is deemed to be Greece, European Union is that, how is Albania?
But I was talking to you a while ago about Belgrade being really like São Paulo in a lot of ways. Like the city center, like the buildings and all the shit.
Yeah, but how it is Albania?
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
you have all the nature. The nature is the same. It's the Adriatic. It's like, it's the same. It's the same.
I was sharing pictures with my father. My father is from Rio de Janeiro. And I was sharing pictures with him. Like, yeah, if you ignore the Christ Redeemer on the top, the lack of the Christ Redeemer, this picture is Rio de Janeiro.
It
And you
is
don't
Rio de
know it.
Janeiro.
Like the
It is Rio de
style,
Janeiro.
the style of the architecture in the city center, except like the old school buildings, like the ruins and all the
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
that's the
It's
main difference, pretty much. Probably.
like the 50s and 60s architecture of the city center is pretty much, I feel like the modernist stage that Brazil was at the time.
Yes.
Okay.
So it kind of like, it feels like a tropical Europe. And if you go to like some places in Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, Belo Horizonte, which is like the three biggest cities in South America at the time, they kind of have these elements. So it kind of looks really familiar. Like you are walking around and it feels like I have been here before, but I'm in Greece. I've never been to Greece before.
Okay.
So it's kind of a
And-
weird place.
And
It's cool.
okay, the ambulance or the police does is the same as in
Yeah,
Brazil, and
the
it's
same
not
as in Brazil.
here.
It's not the one that you have here in Germany.
Yeah.
The noise of the ambulance and the sirens in the
Yeah.
police cars
It's the
is
same.
different from here
Yeah.
to Greece, and the one in Greece is really similar to the one in Brazil.
Okay.
And the color of the cabs is the
It's the same.
same as Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
Which color is that?
Is yellow.
It's a weird yellow.
with
Okay.
with a
Blue-
stripe.
Yeah, blue stripe on the side.
Okay.
Exactly the same. It really
I
is
don't know
exactly
who
the same.
copy who,
Yeah.
but it's the same shit.
Yeah. But I mean, if you take the Apollo, Zeus, whatever, out of Athens, it's Rio de Janeiro with hints of São Paulo.
Yeah.
All right.
But the
Hey.
same thing, we had the same feeling when we went to Milano for the first time. Like
Yeah,
the
but
subway,
that's going
but
away.
wait, the subway in Milano is designed in the same way as the subway in São Paulo.
Ah, yes.
Ah, okay.
It's the same visual, it's the
It's
same
the same
font.
visual identity, the same
It's
font,
the
the same
same-
thing.
it's
so
the
if
same
you take the subway
floor.
in Milano, it's the same thing as going
It's
to the
the
subway
same.
in São
It's
Paulo.
the same. It's exactly the whole visual identity of the subway in Milan is the same as São Paulo. The same stripe,
for
the
sure.
same font type, the same
okay.
size of everything.
If you could get a ticket to any show or event, music or sports or history or whatever, what
Alive
would you get?
or
a,
dead?
Yeah,
Any.
like yeah, any past or recent or whatever, music, sports, history, whatever. Who would you want to be?
David Bowie.
Okay, good shout. Good shout.
David Bowie is more than Beatles, I have to say. Even though,
You have the two from the Beatles.
but Bowie, I'm Bowie.
I would never argue against that. Prince and David Bowie died a few weeks apart in
Yeah.
2016. One was in January and one was in April, I think.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And I remember I was so bummed out when Bowie died. And when Prince died, I was like, okay, yeah, it sucks, but, you know.
Bowie died, and
How did
Felipe-
you wake you up?
Maybe it was more of a North American versus European thing. Because I remember that more people seemed to be bummed out that Prince died than David Bowie. And the European people I talked to was
I
more
feel
David
like
Bowie than
Prince
Prince.
is a bigger thing in North America than
Yes.
anywhere else because in Brazil it's kind of like
Bowie. It's
Bowie.
Bowie.
Okay.
like growing up in Brazil. I care about Prince just because I like music, so I know a lot of his stuff. But at the same time, I feel like Bowie was always bigger.
Yes, I mean Prince probably had more musical talent because he could play
I feel
like
like
25
in the 80s
instruments.
when they had
was-
like Prince and Michael Jackson kind of fighting each other for like these like MTV kind of things.
okay, yeah.
They didn't reach us in Brazil, so I think David Bowie was always bigger, and maybe the same thing happened here in Europe, that they cared more about Bowie because there wasn't the connection with Prince.
Yeah, the England influence was
Yeah.
stronger in Europe.
Yeah.
I can get that.
Well,
But
morning.
I would love to see Prince live, but yeah, I lost.
I
think.
would love to see
Like
Prince live.
he was supposed to play here at Temple Drum in 2014, and the tables were like 140 euros or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he canceled the concert like 3 weeks before,
Yeah.
and then he died 1 year later or something like that. And I remember
No,
talking to you
2.
about it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy to see Prince because I'm never gonna be able to see this guy in my life,
Yeah.
and then it never happened.
So,
What happened to you when David Bowie died?
You haven't answered the
Five.
question.
Yeah, no,
Five.
but let's
Okay.
talk about David Bowie here for a moment.
5:55, 5:57.
6 in the morning. Go.
Because Felipe is weird. Felipe never wakes up at 6 o'clock. He has to wake up at 5:43. You know, like
Sure.
weird shit. And he woke up. I was sleeping. He saw the news. I was sleeping. He just woke me up when there was still no sun outside. You know who died? Bowie. And I was just like
You were
trying
laughing
to.
about it?
I tried.
No, I was just, you know, when you were like, what the fuck happened? Is this guy dead?
And I was trying to wake up, and then he said, and I'm like, what? And it's like, David Bowie's dead. I'm like, wait, what? Can I have a coffee? What? David Bowie. I spent the whole day of January 11th crying. I wrote an article that is still until today the most read article in the blog with tears in my eyes about David Bowie in Berlin.
Yes.
And
Hauptstrasse 155.
exactly. You can actually do a tattoo over there.
I'm sorry?
There's
You-
a tattoo studio there.
There's a tattoo studio where Bowie used to live. Conspiracy Inc.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have an article about the best tattoo artists.
the guys there, huh?
And the guys there.
Nice.
David Bowie was my life. I made Felipe leave Neukölln to go to Hauptstrasse.
Yeah, we went there the day that he died. There was like these
Wonderful
flowers
photos.
and this memorial there for the thing.
Just like I was crying.
The weird thing is that I know that when I saw it, I didn't fully understand. And I remember, like, I was watching Al Jazeera in the morning, and you can see that the guy in Al Jazeera was like, "Oh, we have a news for you. David Bowie's dead." And you can see he's reading this thing, going like, "Wait, David Bowie's dead? David Bowie?"
It also it almost doesn't make sense.
One of the sentences that you go like, "Wait,
Yeah.
what?"
It just it gives me the chills until today. The last Christmas of Christmas 2020, I drank so much
Yeah, you're doing
that I ended the night crying because the young people of today do not understand the beauty of David Bowie.
I can get that.
Okay, so this is me with David Bowie. This is what I do. I love Bowie and I miss him. And the world made sense until David Bowie died, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
You know, we didn't have Boris Johnson. We didn't have
We
Trump.
did have him. He was there. Everybody.
But
Was the mayor of London. Didn't do as much damage back then.
no, yeah, we didn't have Trump. We didn't have Bolsonaro. We didn't have Duterte. You know, it was just a better time. But yeah, answering to your question, Bowie.
Yes, Bowie. What about you?
I would say that the best concert in my life I managed to watch because I managed to watch.
That's not the question, though.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay, sorry.
I feel like there is a moment in history of music that I would really like to watch because I was too young for the shit.
My God, you're gonna say Vivaldi.
No, I'm gonna say between 88 and 94.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I was like 7 to 13 or something like that. And I remember when I watched Nine Inch Nails playing at Woodstock, I was watching HBO when I was 13 or something, and I think that was amazing. But I imagine that if I was in Lollapalooza in 92, 93, watching Butthole Surfers, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Nine Inch Nails, Ministry, all these bands that I really enjoy until today, I feel like that could be the highlight of this question, in a way. Because I feel like most of the bands I enjoy until today a lot are the bands that existed during this change between the 80s and the 90s. So I feel like any of these festivals like Lollapalooza, like Woodstock 94 or something like that would be fucking amazing to be. Yeah.
Do we
Just
have
that.
to do we have to choose only one?
No, you already answered. Yeah.
You already answered.
Okay.
Yes.
You already answered.
And if
it's
I-
David Bowie.
I know it's David Bowie, but I mean the fucking Beatles concert on the top of the fucking Apple Studios.
It's over already. David Bowie wasn't there.
Well, yeah.
Or was he?
Or was he?
One very popular answer that I got in previous episodes was Live Aid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's
One concert that I always enjoy, and I remember watching this thing live on TV in Brazil, was when Freddie Mercury died. And there was this live concert with everybody playing the Queen's concert, the Queen's songs.
Okay.
And I remember watching David Bowie and Axl Rose and Annie Lennox, or like George Michael and all this thing. And I remember,
Jesus.
my mother was really into Queen when I was growing up, so she was at Rock in Rio 1 watching Queen play there. And I grew up with Queen all the time, so I remember watching this concert. And I wouldn't consider this to be like my top 5, but maybe it should be.
Okay.
Because I imagine this is kind of like, not necessarily the Live Aid, but like this Freddie Mercury death concert, because it never happened in any other way.
yes.
So Live Aid, you can still see these bands playing in a different way.
Yes.
But Freddie Mercury's death, maybe you never
Yeah, that's not
see
gonna happen again.
Yeah. Maybe I should answer that one, but Live Aid is still a really cool concert, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So, what do we have here? Next question is, what? Completely random. What is your favorite insect?
It has to be an insect, or
Yeah.
it just has to have,
Insect.
or just has to have an exoskeleton.
That is a very specific question, but
Because I am in love with spiders, and spiders are not insects.
okay.
I am really in love with spiders.
Yeah, that's fair.
I get spiders from outside and put inside my home.
Okay. So, what about actual insects?
Actual insects.
Yes,
I
because
will
that was the
have-
question.
Hey, I will have to say that
I like moths.
I love moths. I have, yeah.
Moths are
But I
kinda
like moths. Usually, people call
Oh, okay.
call butterfly, which is borboleta, and
I
when
don't know what that is.
borboleta is butterfly in Portuguese,
Oh, okay.
and bats are morcego, and bats are big, butterflies usually are tiny.
Yeah.
And moths, like most people
sometimes
don't
they're
know
bigger.
really, most of the times moths are way bigger than butterfly. The one way bigger than butterfly. And there's this big ass moth that is very common in the southeast of Brazil, most like countryside of São Paulo, that is so big that I call borbocego. So it's like the mixture of a butterfly with a bat.
Yes.
This big, 20-25 centimeters, they do nothing, but everybody's
they're fucking
so afraid of them. And me and Camila, Felipe's girlfriend, we play with them. We just take a lot of them on the hand. I love moths. So yes, my favorite insect
for me, it would be
is
moth as well.
moth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. What scene from a movie scarred you for life?
My favorite movie of all time. I love movies. 7.
Yeah, good shout.
Okay, which scene?
The fat guy dead.
The
Yes.
beginning, the first one.
Yes.
Gluttony.
Yes, gluttony. When I saw that as a kid, it's actually two scenes. This one, I remember that I was what, and when I was a kid, when I saw The Fly,
Yeah.
what?
Shout.
I was like having bad dreams about The Fly.
Canadian director. Woo! David Cronenberg. Woo!
I have to Google the name of the movie in English because I...
Say it in Portuguese, maybe I know.
Vingador do Futuro.
Vingador do Futuro is the one in Mars. Total
So,
Recall.
Total Recall.
Okay, yeah.
In Total Recall, there's a scene.
Sorry. What is the title in Portuguese?
Vingador do Futuro.
is like
It's like the future Avenger.
the future.
Oh, okay.
Avenger.
Because Schwarzenegger was in the Terminator, so it's Exterminador do Futuro. So they created the Vingador do Futuro to sell the package at the same time,
Yes.
which doesn't make any sense.
No, it's not the same movie. It's not the same
Maybe
vibe. Yeah.
makes sense. So in Total Recall, there is a scene where Schwarzenegger is stuck to his chair, where they are trying to erase his mind because he's now aware that he's a spy from something else. So there is this moment that he uses his strength to take out his arm protection.
Yes.
And there is this thing on the side.
Thing sticking
then he
out.
sticks on the neck of somebody.
Yes.
And my sister just screamed and left the room. You know what I mean? But just being like 9 and going like, why am I allowed to watch this?
Nice.
And I
it's just
remember,
like blood and shit, and it's like,
oh my god, movies on the fucking 80s and 90s so much better. I remember on this movie, the girl that was just changing her nails, just like, "Fling."
yeah,
Scientists,
man, that movie's fucking amazing.
scientists, can you please work on that?
Like,
I really
watched
need.
it. I watched that movie like 2 years ago or something like that, and for me, this is one of these movies that aged in a weird way because a lot of the features in that still make a lot of sense, but it's so weird that it aged in. Yeah, it's kind of a weird movie, but I know that it was so gore that my sister, if I was 9 or 10, my sister was like 6. So my sister just left the room.
And I was 6 as well. And
Yeah.
the thing that scarred me for life on this is when he's outside in Mars.
His
Oh, yeah,
eyes,
yeah.
And the eyes were. Okay.
All right. Okay. So, what would you name your boat if you had one?
My boat.
Destruction.
Destruction.
Just that.
Okay.
No idea why. It was the first name that came to me. Destruction.
Destruction.
Why not? It would be a cool boat. Oh, welcome to destruction. Let's sail away in destruction.
The
Welcome,
name-
welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard destruction. I don't know.
The
I think
name
I'm
of
into
the,
thrash metal.
the name of my boat would be Jorge, because everything that I don't know what to name, I name Jorge. So if I had a boat, the name would be Jorge.
And in Portuguese, does that word mean
George.
anything?
It's
George.
George.
Oh.
Is the name George?
Just a
Why
carioca way of saying Jorge.
it's like a people
Like
from.
if you are from Rio de Janeiro, this is how you say Jorge.
I don't have a better explanation of why Jorge, but it's Jorge.
Because it kind of sounds like the way you pronounced it.
Yeah.
In French, it sounds almost the same. It's Georges.
Yeah, I think it's kind
it
of
is.
like
Okay.
yeah.
Jorge.
I think it's just like the accent from that place is kind of similar in a way.
Okay.
Yep.
The
Alright.
accent
Rio de Janeiro.
from Rio de Janeiro is a Portuguese with hints of French and Portuguese from Portugal.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because Rio de Janeiro used to be French.
Like 400 years ago.
Okay.
Yes. But you can still see the way they pronounce the S, the way they pronounce the X, the way they pronounce the R. It's Jorge. It's like there's this lightness
Okay.
to the end of the syllables. While you go to São Paulo, you have a little bit of the Portuguese, but the way you say George in Paulista
Yeah, it's more
accent
R based.
is Jorge.
Okay, you roll your R's.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
It's a completely different.
It's a completely different
way
way.
of saying the same thing. And these places are like 500 kilometers away.
It's like Paris, Berlin,
Yeah,
but people
kind of like
think
that.
they are very close. Oh my God, São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, they are so close. It's Paris, Berlin.
Yeah, Brazil is enormous.
Yes.
It's almost as big as Canada.
Yeah, I think Canada is a little bit bigger than
Oh,
Brazil.
I-
but
Canada
yeah.
is the second biggest,
I have,
but like by...
I have
Yeah,
a fun fact
but it's-
that nobody knows.
yeah.
I have a fun fact that nobody knows.
Please.
Okay. For my Canadian listeners, did you know that the southernmost point of Brazil to the northernmost point of Brazil is further away from each other than the northern spot of Brazil to Canada is?
I didn't know that, but that would make sense probably. Okay.
The northern part of Brazil to the south is like 6 hours away by plane.
Jesus.
And,
All right.
and
Because
if you-
Canada is a more horizontal.
If you,
Yeah.
No, and there's
It's more vertical.
what is the name of the part in Canada that goes like this, like kind of like Vermont or New York, the little flu.
Atlantic provinces like
Yeah,
Nova
on the-
Scotia.
Yeah, Nova Scotia,
Nova
yeah.
Scotia. So the distance between Roraima and Nova Scotia is it's like hundreds of kilometers closer than
to Brazil.
Roraima and the south of Brazil.
Okay.
Geography is weird.
Yes. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So, okay. So, what else do we have? Oh, yeah. Okay. Here's a good one. Where is the worst smelling place you've ever been in?
You mean city?
No, it's
Could be
more smelling place.
Anywhere.
Where did you go that it was so shitty, so bad?
The smell was so bad. Could be anywhere, anytime, any place.
I can say to you like the worst smell that I got, and not the worst smelling place, because when I used to own a tattoo shop, I used to do piercings and I used to do scarification.
Okay.
So scarification, normally when you cut the skin, there is a smell of
Burning
blood.
flesh.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, it's just cutting.
Sorry, yes.
So it's not the yeah, I forgot the name now. But the scarification process, normally when you remove a little bit of skin, it bleeds like crazy.
Okay.
So I remember in 2003, I did a scar on a guy's leg that smelled like iron for ages. Like I remember that I had to put like alcohol on my mask because that shit was like heavy, blood. That was awful. This is 18 years ago, and I still remember the smell of blood and iron. Yeah, that was a weird day.
That's an excellent answer. Yeah, if after all these years you
I
can...
still remember that thing, and I remember putting alcohol on the mask from outside because it's like,
Jesus. And sorry, while you're thinking of your
Yeah.
answer, scarification, does that involve burning? Not
No,
necessarily.
no.
Okay.
No.
The scarification normally is when you put like a scalpel and you cut the skin to create a scab and to create a
Okay.
scar. So normally we
Okay.
irritate the scab enough to create a scar. And the idea was that you can just cut and create something. So I was doing this for like 4 years between 2000 and 2004. And it's kind of an interesting way of dealing with decoration of the flesh in a way. But don't think anybody was interested in that in my hometown at the time. So I did only a few and I kind of learned by doing on my arms and my legs.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of a weird thing, but yeah, it smells.
Self-teaching to a
Yeah,
new
it was kind of-
dimension.
Yeah, I would say that it was a weird time in my life, but it was interesting at the time.
You learned something from it.
Yeah. Yeah, the smell of blood.
Yes.
My answer. I have a disclaimer. I'm not saying anything bad about the destination, the country, the city. But I went to the Philippines and I went to Nepal.
Philippines. Yeah.
The Philippines is a wonderful country. Really, please go there. It's kind of like a cultural shock, and
Still a weird place.
it's a weird place. It's a wonderful place. Like if you maybe you don't like how many people there are per capita, per
square meter.
per square meter. You will like everybody that is there because they are amazing. But there are places in Manila that
Of course.
yeah, and I can say maybe the same about Kathmandu.
Okay.
Kathmandu was that bad? I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either,
Yeah.
to be honest. Okay.
Kathmandu is great.
But when it smells, it smells.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a lot of not really asphalt, and a lot of poor people who go to the bathroom not in the bathroom, and it's hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very hot and it's very humid, and
Yeah. It happens.
it's just too populated.
Okay.
I mean, Kathmandu is
Wasn't thinking
amazing.
about Kathmandu, but
Yeah, is it that big of a city, Kathmandu?
I think so. I think it's bigger than Berlin, easily.
Yeah.
But a lot of places.
Really?
A lot of places
than
are
Berlin.
bigger. I don't know if it's bigger, but definitely more populated.
Okay. Wow.
I mean,
okay.
and
I had no idea.
besides, Kathmandu has cows everywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Doesn't
that oh my God, it's a smell that I cannot live with it.
Oh, it's half Berlin.
It's half Berlin.
Half Berlin.
Okay.
Still,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah,
That's
like
enough
in the-
people to stink.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, my father was plastic surgery for reconstruction. I don't know if I said that on the microphone or not, but burning victims.
You have.
Yes.
That's okay.
So burning victims. So I kind of grew up going to hospitals to see my father working on the ER and stuff. And I, until today, well, I am 38. From 14 to 29, I was a vegetarian. And until today, I cannot really take cooked meat. And it's mainly because of the smell of the hallways of a burning victims unit. It's
I get that.
really like it's no joke. It's the same smell.
Jesus.
It's pork meat.
And actually, don't feel bad about mentioning Kathmandu or.
I just feel bad because those I worked with the destination marketing officer from those countries, and they lack tourism that is actually sustainable.
Okay.
that don't go, ooh, I'm in Kathmandu, so maybe I should do the fucking Everest and die over there. Oh, no, not only die, but just give their money to a German company who's doing that, to a Dutch company who is doing that actually go to Kathmandu and just be on Kathmandu. It's just amazing. I feel bad to say that because it's a destination that everybody should go.
I mean, don't, because my answer for the worst smelling place was somewhere in Spain, and Spain is awesome. So don't feel bad about it. That's what I meant.
Please go to Philippines. Please go to Nepal.
All right. Okay, I got another one. What is the best compliment you've ever received?
That I have a good heart.
Okay.
Once I was going down the shopping mall next to my house, and a guy said that my beard was really cool. And I thought it was
I
amazing.
remember exactly this day.
That was one of my best days ever.
That it was a Muslim guy, like a real Muslim
Like I was
going
in hot house, like the shopping
to
mall
the
next
to the mosque
a really
guy.
Muslim guy with the beard. He's like, I was going down the stairway, he was going up the stairway, and he's like, really, really cool. He's like, yes.
And I was
That
just
was like 8 years ago.
Oh, that's specific and
Really cool. That was a really good day for me.
nice. What is the best insult you've ever heard?
That's why your mother is in a wheelchair.
I don't know the story behind that, but that sounds pretty good. Okay.
Oh, there's so many. I have to choose the best. I think I don't really remember what was the situation, but the person was just being stupid, 100% stupid. And I asked them, have your parents met in a family reunion? And they took a few seconds. Like he or she.
I was
Yes, you were there.
Yeah.
And the person was like,
What about you?
This is why your mother is in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah, yes. Jesus, yeah. I'm sorry, I got a brain cramp. Yes. Is there a story behind it, or?
No, I just thought it was amazing. I have no idea. I heard this once and I was like,
I gotta remember that one.
yeah.
Yes.
I have no idea what is the background, and it was in Portuguese, so it's like, yeah.
Okay.
Can
Well
you
done.
say this out loud?
Well done.
Can you say this out loud?
have your parents met in a family
This is
reunion?
why your mother is in a wheelchair. I think it was like people play football.
Oh, that's why people don't like us, right?
Come on.
It's fine. We don't like them as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say don't be so negative, but you just shot all over it. But okay.
Everybody love us. We are
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. Next question. If you could have dinner with 3 people, past or present, dead or alive, language not a problem, 3 people, who would it be?
George Harrison, David Bowie, Rob Halford.
Napoleon?
Rob Halford.
From Judas Priest?
High five, bitch!
Yes. Nice.
I love him.
Okay.
I love him.
Wow. All right. I did not expect that, but all right. Awesome.
Oh, Judas Priest is my favorite metal band ever.
Okay, so I'm gonna be silent.
So yeah, please.
So I
please.
was thinking more in a historical manner, like Napoleon or
Nerd! Nerd!
Napoleon or Alexander.
Who wants to have a dinner with
No, but
Napoleon?
actually, I get what you mean because my 3 were Martin Scorsese, Winston Churchill, and Glenn Gould.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think it would be like Napoleon, like Alexander the Great, and
Shout.
who's the name of the shit?
Beethoven? No, you don't give a shit about Beethoven?
No, like
he wouldn't hear what you have to say.
I think like Christopher Columbus or something like that.
He was a rapist.
Yeah, I know. I want to know his story. Who? Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
He was a
okay,
rapist.
yeah.
Who canceled the cancel culture?
Yeah, I just curious.
Ooh,
I mean, I
cancel.
think everyone in that era would have
Was
been cancelled really fast nowadays.
Like, fuck, man, everybody before the 1800s would be like fucking canceled.
Everybody
A lot of
before-
people before the 1945, before like the 70s would be
Everybody before 2010.
Yeah, yeah,
2015. Yeah.
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 But no, yeah, you know, things were
Christopher
different.
Columbus is a little bit too. It's a stretch. Come on.
I think he would be an interesting person to meet because
Yeah, for sure.
there's way too much shit that he did.
Yes.
Like,
I convince him to not go there.
There you go. You convinced me. Yeah. All right.
Well, that kind of links to my next question, actually. What is your fork in the road moment? What is the pivotal moment in your life?
My life or life in general.
Your life.
Moving here.
I didn't want to answer for you, but that
Yeah,
would have been my
I
guess.
think if he wouldn't be moving here, would be moving to São Paulo, going from my hometown to São Paulo back again, because I grew up split between like 3 cities. So I was born in Belo Horizonte, I moved to Rio de Janeiro, then I moved to São Paulo, then I moved back to Belo Horizonte.
Okay.
And when I finished university, I moved to São Paulo. So if I wouldn't go to São Paulo, I don't think I would be here. So I wouldn't know if he was moving here or moving to São Paulo. I think like moving to São Paulo would be even more important than moving here, because most of the people that I know today, I end up only knowing because I moved to São Paulo, like
Okay.
2006. Yeah.
2 answers. One answer is shit, and the other answer is yay podcast. Yay podcast. Moving to Berlin.
Yeah, I imagine the other one.
The death of my father. I am sorry, but yes, it's the thing that changed my life.
Okay. No, yeah. Do you want to elaborate?
It was on the 5th of October 2014. He died out of the blue. He had, when people had a stroke, they have it in the brain. What he had was on the aorta, on the abdomen. So the aorta just exploded. And it was just less than 2 weeks after my birthday.
Okay.
So the last time I spoke with him was on my birthday of 2014. My father was the love of my life, the hero of my existence. I was 100% a daddy's girl. Not so much, like I love my mom, but not so much as a mom's girl. And there is no other event in my life that changed my life more than that.
And what is the not the lesson, but how did it change your life? If you can, boil it down to one sentence.
In one sentence, it will start dark and it will end in good, okay? It made me notice that I was going through some dog shit, and it pushed me to severe depression, or actually to notice of the severe depression, and pushed me to actually find help. And because of that, I am so much better. And I only have to say that whenever you don't feel that there is a light in the end, because everything seems shit And I mean, I'm talking about I see shit with the death of my father, and I had a father. I didn't have like a shitty father. I had an amazing father. Just go to therapy. It's amazing. Therapy is just amazing. It's just do it. Get help before it gets worse, and it will get worse if you don't, and just it's painless. What it pains you is just to go for it, but the process of doing it, and the process of getting better, and the process of actually going through all the session is actually good. You feel good after every session. So this is what I have to say about that. Yeah. But yes, moving to Berlin, oh my god, it was so good. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
It still was.
It still was.
All right. Okay, so yeah, I would honestly I would have a bunch of questions, but more, but
Talking for 4 hours.
yeah. Actually, we have 3 hours,
Yeah.
59 minutes, 26 seconds.
Oh no, it's midnight.
Yep, almost.
Oh no.
All right, so yeah, if we can wind this down with how do you see the? I know it's not easy to think of the immediate future when COVID, fucking up our lives and all that. What do you see for yourselves and for the blog and for your lives in general in the next year or two? Do you have any plans, or do you just want to,
What I see for my life, I will see that basically, even though we are not together, we are still really good friends, and our life will continue to be in Germany. I hope that Felipe learns German. Really. And
It's been a constant theme tonight.
yes,
I know.
yes, and not only tonight.
This decade.
I mean, it's not only me; it's life telling you
Yeah,
that.
I know.
If you ever want to move to Germany, we have several articles explaining visa process and moving processes. You guys are always welcome to reach us out on whatever, Twitter,
Instagram,
Discord. Discord is even better than the Facebook. I mean, fuck Facebook and Instagram. Just talk to us on Instagram, and you are not a tree. If you don't like where you live,
Just go away.
move.
Yeah, that's a great quote. Yes.
You're not a
not a
tree.
tree, yes.
I mean, even if you move to Berlin and you don't like Berlin, move away. Like if you don't like
If you don't like the
Canada,
weather, if you don't like the thing.
move to Nepal. If you don't like Nepal, move to Korea. I
figure
don't
it out
know.
in the middle of the
You
way.
are not a tree. That is
Basically,
what I wanted to say.
But actually, yeah, I was going to ask, where can we? You kind of answered it, but where can we find you guys online?
Okay, we have a blog. Is Fotostrasse, and when I say photo, is not English way of writing photo. It's
F-O.
Foto Strasse. STRASSE.
SSE.com.
sse.com, yes.
SSE.com.
And everything else we have on Instagram, Twitter, or everything else. Is Fotostrasse.
Everything besides YouTube, because YouTube is We Are Fotostrasse. Everything else is
Is
at
Fotostrasse.
Fotostrasse.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we will talk to you on the next one. Thank you. Thank you, guys, again.
Thank you for having us.
Bye-bye, and cheers.
Tschüssi.